Me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. We'll build you a bridge and the smoke comes for free, where fried chicken and cheese is a delicacy. Me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. You'll arrive into Middlesbrough station. Some say that it's not the greatest location, but if you want iron and steel, well, we've got all you need. Me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. We're the place that the world loves to slate. A small town in Europe, but I say we're great. But they took all our steel and they left us the waste. Me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. In this town, well, you're born to believe. Your blood's red and white and you worship St. Steve. Your kids might have rickets, but they've got season tickets. Me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. Captain Cook was a man from this town. He discovered half the world before a spear took him down. As he lay in the gutter, he shouts up the borough. Said me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. Said me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. Oh, me, I'm from Middlesbrough, me.
Well, here I am at Khao Kalok. It's about a 45-minute drive from Wahin, and very well worth the drive. It's very beautiful. As you can see, this is not one person on the beach this way, just a few people on the beach down this way. So it's a great spot to come to if you're in Wahin or you're in Bangkok and you feel like driving a little way. It's well worth the trip. So, as you would have heard from the music at the start of this video, I'm from Middlesbrough, me. I wasn't born there. I was born in Bedford, just outside of London in 1951, and my father moved us to his hometown in Middlesbrough. I think it was around about 1955. So basically I'm from Middlesbrough. I've always considered myself from Middlesbrough. I've never been back to Bedford. But anyway, my rant. I thought I'd do one more rant. I enjoyed it last time. It was nice to do a rant, because I don't often get to say bad things or to talk about bad things living in Thailand, because not a lot happens bad here, to me anyway. I mean, there are bad things that happen, but 9 years I've been living here. Never had a problem, never been robbed, never felt threatened. Had a couple of road accidents, but that's par for the course of living in Thailand anyway. But really, I've had a 9 years crime-free and 9 fantastic years living here. Anyway, my rant. Now, you would have seen about a week ago 7 people died in a bad accident in Middlesbrough, and to be honest, Middlesbrough is not a great place for me anymore. I'm sure my friends who live there will disagree, but for me, what I see, it's not a safe place to live, and it's not a nice way for me to spend my life. I wouldn't spend my life there. I would definitely, even if I wasn't in Thailand, I'd find somewhere else if I was living in Middlesbrough. I'm not running it down. The town is fantastic. The original people from Middlesbrough, my friends back there, no problems at all. But as I said, I saw in the newspaper, because I get the Evening Gazette online and read it every morning when I wake up, and I saw about a week ago that 7 people died in a road accident. 5 youths and 2 policemen.
This was one of their hardest shifts. Their fallen colleagues in every officer's thoughts after a crash that claimed 7 lives. The family of PC Tom Clough said he was our hero with a fantastic sense of humour. Jumped into action whenever needed and willing to help anyone for any reason. Proudly fought for his country to make the world a better place. He died alongside PC Matthew Blades, who was a coach for his two sons' junior football teams. His wife described him as her beloved husband, my best friend, and the most devoted father to our two young boys. She added, he gave his life in the line of duty, protecting and serving others with courage, dedication, and selflessness. The 5 young men in the Volkswagen Passat that collided into them were 23-year-old Michael Robert Cahill, Theo Ray, who was 17, also 17, Cole Robert Worthy, Jacob Matusiak, aged 23, and 18-year-old Mackay Saddington. 7 families left heartbroken and a town in shock.
And what it was, these 5 youths, who I've seen, since then I've seen things about them, and it looks like they were gang members. They stand there like this, like with the gang signs and things like that. So they weren't the best of people. I'm sure their parents will disagree, but when you're 15 years old and you're doing gang signs, I don't think it's very good. Anyway, that's what happened. They were driving down the wrong side of the road. Police car was coming the other way, had nothing to do with them. He wasn't chasing them, he was just driving along with an officer next to him, and they collided. They didn't see it coming, they had no lights on, and 7 people died. And the reason they died, they were doing TikTok. They were doing a video for TikTok and hoping to go viral, I suppose. They were doing it for clicks. So 7 people died so that someone could get clicks. Well, here's news for you. You're not going to get any more clicks. The click days are over. You're dead. But what a waste of life when you're doing something like that just to get clicks. And they're not the only ones. I've seen people here in Thailand who've gone close to the edge of a cliff to take a TikTok and stood back and big smile on the face, then suddenly their legs go from underneath them and they've gone backwards over the cliff and 50 metres below landed on rocks and died. And there's not just there's everywhere, all around the world. People are climbing buildings and thinking it's smart and getting lots of clicks, and they fall off and they die. Or they do things on motorbikes or cars like those 5 stupid boys did in Middlesbrough. I think it's time the government did something about TikTok, about YouTube and about Facebook, and tries to get their country's people, young people mainly, back on track, where they, instead of thinking, oh, I can be an influencer, I don't have to work, they go out and get a job. And that's what life's about. It's not about clicks. Yeah, fine, if you're you've been doing it and you've got millions of clicks and you're a millionaire living in a big house, well, okay, fair play to you, you've done well. But 99% of people don't get that far. They don't get anything, they just get some clicks and maybe end up dying. So I think the government should be doing something. And you might say, oh yeah, but you're on TikTok, you're on YouTube, that's okay. Well, yes, I am, but I'm not doing it for clicks. I've been doing this for 7 years now, and I've never made 1 cent, never made 1 penny. And sometimes I get 20 people looking, and I spend hours doing it. But I'm not doing it just for them, I'm doing it for me, because it keeps me active. When you retire, you find you get lots of time on your hand. So I do TikTok, YouTube, or I do Facebook, and then I help people. I tell them about, say, somewhere like this, Khao Kalok. I show them, and then if they're in Thailand, they think, oh, remember that video Jed did? Let's go to Khao Kalok. That's why I do it. And I do it also to keep my mind active, because if you don't do that, Alzheimer's comes along, you need to keep busy. If you don't do anything with your brain, then perhaps you're going to suffer later, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to think that, okay, my body's quite fit, but I want my mind to be fit as well. So that's my rant for today. Not a big rant, and to be honest, I'm quite enjoying these rants. I don't have a lot to rant about living in Thailand. Nothing bad happens in Thailand to me anyway, and very rare that I'm going to have to say, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. So when I do a rant like this, it's probably going to be from an overseas country. So thank you very much for watching. Drive safe, if you're out there, because there's idiots on the road, not just in Thailand. Thailand's got enough idiots, but when you've got 5 youths driving on the wrong side of the road into oncoming traffic with no lights on, you can be the best driver in the world, but you're still going to die if they hit you. So be careful, take care, safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now. So if you don't recognise your country as the country that you grew up in, maybe you should take a look at Thailand. Go to my website and take a look at the Retire in Thailand Handbook 2026 or one of my other books on retiring overseas. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now.